So it's good news and bad news today for Arsenal fans. We've just lost a key player to injury, but on the bright side, we've just signed a crucial player to a new long-term deal. Before we get into it, if you could, do me the favour of giving me a thumbs up on this video if you enjoy this type of content. So let's get into it. So let's start with the injury. The bad news first. Gabriel Magalhaes has been pulled from the Brazil squad due to injury. What does this mean? How serious is it? And can we expect to have him back, you know, when the Premier League resumes in a couple of weeks' time? I'm going to let you know all the information that you need to know. So what's being reported is Gabriel's got an inflamed Achilles and he's predicted to be out for about 2 weeks' time. Now, I hope it is 2 weeks' time. If it's 2 weeks' time, there's going to be no problem with him being ready for that Man City game. And that's now where my focus goes to. We have to have Gabriel available for that Man City game. If not, we know our chances decrease. How good is Gabriel defensively? What does he offer us going forward? We need every single advantage we can get in a game like that playing against Man City. You know, that could well be a title decider. So we need to have Gabriel available for that game. What's being told, it doesn't seem too serious. But we have heard recently with the likes of Gabriel Martinelli, you know, it's a small cut. He should be available soon. You know, and then a game goes by and you don't have Gabriel Martinelli. And then another game and you're thinking, oh no, how bad is this? You know, you get told it's just a cut. And then a week later, he's seen on crutches. So I hope it's not the same thing with Gabriel. We know Arsenal don't like to sort of put out too much information about Arsenal players' injuries. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I guess it always keeps other teams guessing. But as Arsenal fans, you know, and for people who want to bring news to people, it's very difficult to try and judge how bad this injury is. Now, all we have to go on is the evidence that's been put out there, and that's saying 2 weeks. So I'll keep everyone updated as and when I hear more, so make sure you're subscribed, of course. No, it's not just that Man City game that would affect us if we don't have Gabriel. Like I said, we know how good he is defensively, but it's not just defensively where he's so important to this Arsenal team. We know he's the highest scoring defender in the Premier League since he joined for Arsenal. So you're not only losing that sort of aggression and stability in defence, you're also losing crucial goals on the other end of the pitch. And Arsenal can't afford to lose that because we do have Saliba who's able to chip in with goals. But after that, you know, our defenders don't really chip in with too many goals. I think Ben White's got 2 this season. But Gabriel, you know, he's sort of a defender that can get you 6, 7, 8 goals a season. Like I said, we've seen him pop up with crucial goals. So to lose that at this point of the season would be massively damaging to this Arsenal team. So now on to the good news. It is, of course, Tomiyasu has committed his future to Arsenal Football Club. And for me, you know, this is kind of a relief because it was only a few months ago that all these stories were coming out of Tomiyasu being poached by other teams. Bayern Munich, teams like Bayern Munich were interested in securing his signature. So to have a player like Tomiyasu commit his future to Arsenal is so good. You know, in my opinion, right now, if Tomiyasu is fit, he would be in this Arsenal team. Like I've said before, don't forget how good Tomiyasu was before he got injured or before the Asia Cup. He was one of Arsenal's best performers. You know, it's been on record many a time, Mikel Arteta coming out and saying Tomiyasu, in terms of a one-on-one defender, is probably the best at the club. So he doesn't just hold that quality, though. We know the versatility that you have to play in this Mikel Arteta squad. And no one is as versatile as Tomiyasu. Left back, centre back, right back. And I think he's probably been convinced by Mikel Arteta because he's probably saying to him, you're going to get game time. And when you're fighting for titles and fighting for Champions League, you absolutely need a squad who's good enough to drop in at any second or start certain games or, you know, being brought in for the last 10 minutes, whatever it may be. Tomiyasu has that quality. Will he start every single game? No, but I don't think you can say that about every single defender in Arsenal's team anyway. I think the only sure starters in most games are probably Gabriel and Saliba. In terms of right back and left back, they probably will be rotational positions. We know how many games we play a season. 50-odd games a season we're going to be playing. Ben White's not going to be able to play 50 games a season. Kiwior or Zinchenko or Timber, they're not going to be able to play 50 games a season. So there's going to be plenty of game time available for these defenders. And Tomiyasu's probably looked at that and thought, right, listen, I want to be starting every game. But no matter what top team you go to, you're probably not going to be starting any game anyway. Just look at Man City's team. All of their defenders, most of their players, you know, you have to rotate them. You have to keep things fresh. You still play with the same philosophy and have different styles of play when different players are integrated into the squad. but you have to be able to adapt and play different positions against different teams. And Tomiyasu is the perfect guy for that. Like I've said, he can cover right back. And to be fair, I hope this Gabriel injury isn't that bad. But if Gabriel was out, you can play Kiwior there, or you can play Tomiyasu there. Arsenal now are becoming a team where if we do get an injury, an unfortunate injury that we obviously never want, we do have players who are able to drop straight in, and their level doesn't drop that much. We saw last season and the season before, Mikel Arteta has been building a squad. But at times we've only had sort of 8, 9, 10, 11 players who are good enough. And then when one of them get injured, the drop-off is so massive that you do start dropping points. You do start getting knocked out of competitions. But I do think Arsenal are slowly getting into a position where we're able to sort of rotate all the time and there's not going to be much of a drop-off. There's not much between Kiwior, Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Timber, Ben White. These are all top players. Whether you have them first, second or third in what order, all I'm saying is it's important to have strong guys in all these positions. If Arsenal lost Tomiyasu, then the drop-off is massive. Because if you do have a Zinchenko out and then Kiwior, then what do you have to do? You've got no other options. So you have to bring one of the kids in or something like that. So to have a player like Tomiyasu commit his future to the club just shows what direction we're going in. Now, I don't think we're too far away from being that squad like Man City where we are expected to challenge every single year for a Premier League, Champions League. Look what Mikel Arteta's doing with the squad. It wasn't long ago that we was battling for 8th. And then slowly you add players, you add quality, you go up to 5th. Add more quality, you go up to 2nd. Add more quality, and then the next season, you are fully in a title race with the likes of Man City, Liverpool. So I think we're probably 2-3 players away from really being that team like Man City, where you're expected to win most games, where you're expected to go long way in the FA Cups, the Carling Cups, the Champions League. I do think Arsenal are so close to that. And the more players like Tomiyasu we can get to sign new deals and then also add quality in the summer. If we add a Zubimendi, if we add a striker and we add a winger, we could be there. I've got a video coming up on what positions I think we probably need to strengthen to be that team. That will be coming up in the next few days, so make sure you're subscribed for that. But as always, I would love to hear people's thoughts and opinions on everything you've heard in this video. What do you think of the Gabriel injury? Do you think he's going to be available soon for Arsenal? What do you think about Tomiyasu? How good is it? Show love to Tomiyasu in the comment section because he's been brilliant for Arsenal. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. If you could, just give this video a like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.